Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Ken and I'm on a journey to lose as much weight as I possibly can so I can become a fat guy no more. Well, I know this video says that it's part of my Couch to 5K series. It's not necessarily directly about me walking. It is about something that I did recently that I never ever to infinity thought that I would do. The thumbnail, if I use the one I'm thinking of, may have given you a little bit of that away. You know, in my other videos here in this series, I talked about going out for walks around my neighborhood. I talked about how the sidewalks aren't the best. I mean, for a normal person, hate to use that word normal. For somebody that doesn't have the issues that I have, they're probably okay. For somebody like me, they're not so great. If it's the tree roots growing underneath part of the sidewalk, so pushing it up even yay much, so it's kind of at an angle and you've got that gap there, and if I catch a toe, I'm going down. Or if they kind of slant, you know, as you're at somebody's driveway. These things are a big hindrance to me because of my back, my legs, the braces that I wear. I've talked about all that before, so I won't go into that again. But another thing I've encountered too is that people have a tendency to park. It's their driveway, but it blocks the sidewalk. And while that is technically against our HSA, people still like to do it anyways. So when I come up to that, if I can't go up the driveway towards the house and around, which doesn't happen often, I have to go down the driveway a little bit. And again, it's not a big deal for most people, but because of these issues that I have, it could be a big deal for me. So I'm also afraid if I touch their car, it might set off an alarm, that kind of thing. So I can't do that. And anyways, so I started looking at treadmills, and I quickly realized that they go from either dirt cheap to holy crap, you know, super expensive. And so I tried to find one on the lower end that might work for me. And when I found it, I sent it to my wife. And I said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. And my main reasons for thinking about it is the walking paths that we have around here in the neighborhood, you know, and everything that I just talked about. And while we're having a few warm days here in Oklahoma City, by the way, shout out to my Thunder. We've got hot days coming. When summer finally sets in, and we're talking like cooking days where you're out there, man, it's just roasting. And so I am not going to be out there walking around our neighborhood when it's 110 degrees and the heat index makes it feel like 120, 125 or more. That's just not something I want to do. Furthermore, it's probably not something I should be doing for my health. And so this was kind of my selling point to the wife, was for days like that to give me no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. I've used the hashtag a few times, hashtag no excuse. I would have no excuse if I have a treadmill here at the house that I can use, no matter how hot, no matter how cold, if it's rainy, whatever, no excuse. I kind of got her on board, but she didn't like the one I was looking at. So we started looking at other ones. Again, when you're researching a treadmill, if you've ever done it, there's a few things that most people look for. For me, there was two main things that I needed to have. Not that I wanted, I needed to have. One, it had to have at least a 22-inch tread, that width. Because me standing with how big my legs are, me just standing there from the outside of one shoe to the outside of the other shoe is right at 22 inches. So I needed it to be at least 22 inches. Anything smaller absolutely wouldn't work. And the second main thing I needed it kind of had to hold me. And so with my weight fluctuating, I wanted to find something that would hold at least 400 pounds because I knew to start off with, if I was close to that, I would be okay. And so those were the two main factors that I had to have. So when I started looking, yeah, that didn't leave me a whole lot of options. And it really didn't. And so I kept digging, kept looking. And again, I'm trying to look at a smaller price range just for something that would work. So then my wife asked if I had looked at machines by like Nordic Track or Bowflex. And I really hadn't, because I knew they were going to be like well beyond the upper range of what I wanted to spend on something. And so, but I did. I went ahead and took a look. And there was one from Nordic Track that I liked, but I kept getting different specs on it. Their website would say it would hold up to 400 pounds. But then all of the reviews that I watched on YouTube or that I read about said only 300. That's quite a difference. And so I didn't know which one to trust. And it was a little bit more than I really wanted to pay. So I did a little more research and I kept looking, and everything kept telling me it only holds up to 300 pounds. And while I hope to be there someday, I am most certainly not there yet. Long ways from there. So I knew it wasn't going to work for me. No matter how great the machine itself was, no matter how good the reviews were, it wouldn't work. So I went and started looking at a Bowflex. There was a couple different ones. They're definitely more towards the higher end of what I wanted to spend, but cheaper than what I had been looking at. And so I found one that met all of my criteria. A, it is a treadmill. B, the 22-inch tread. And C, it would hold at least 400 pounds. And so it is the Bowflex Treadmill 22. They have different models like the 10 and the 22. The only difference, I guess, from what I'm hearing is the size of the screen. So I showed it to the wife. We watched a couple videos. I explained to her what I would be able to do with this, how it would benefit me, and we set out a plan on how to pay for it. That's kind of a big thing. And so she signed off, and I ordered it. And just a couple days ago, it was delivered. I am amazed that this guy, Anton, was able to bring this entire box in and set that thing up by himself. It is not a small machine, and by no means was it light. Yet he was able to do it, and that just impressed the hell out of me, honestly. So, I mean, as he's doing it there, as you can see, wow. But once he was done, it was my time to start checking it out. Now, I'll be honest, no, I did not do anything other than stand up on it that first day. I had no plans to walk that day. It just happened to be the way it was based on my walking schedule. So I had zero plans to do that, so I didn't. But then I did the next day. And I only ended up doing a 15-minute walk because, well, I hit the wrong program, to be honest with you. But it ended up being the 15-minute one instead of the 30-minute one. But whatever. It was still a great walk, and I'm glad that I got that in. But let me take you into our guest room and show it to you. So here it is. Again, it's the Bowflex T22. It means that screen up there is 22 inches. But it's got a lot of cool features on it. It's got a lot of presets for being able to rise or decline the incline. It's got different ones for miles per hour. And of course, it's got the touchscreen here. It does have its own subscription service if you want to do other things, but to use just the main workout information here, the main programs, you don't have to have that subscription, but if you do, you can do runs or walks, whatever, through different places like Las Vegas and around the world, right? I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about the trainer-led stuff. At least right now, I don't care about it. All I'm caring about is just the standard workouts. And they've got several of them here depending upon what you want to do. What I like is they have the shorter ones that are just the simple standard walks, and that's all I need right now. But here's one that's 30 minutes, and so I'm going to go ahead and put that into my favorites to make it a little easier for me to find when it's time to do a workout. So yeah, I absolutely freaking love this thing. I've only done the one workout as of now on it, and again, just a 15-minute walk. But just the feel of it, the way I felt amazing. The rest of the day, I didn't hurt like when I was out on the pavement. I didn't hurt like I did when I walked through Costco or like when I walked through Winco. It's got to be the suspension or whatever that is on that treadmill that makes it a little easier. And I know that's going to be a challenge for me then when it comes time to do the 5K out on the pavement. So I will definitely be spending time further in the year, late summer, out walking actual pavement and stuff to get ready for it. But until then, I have a treadmill now in my guest room that literally gives me, no excuse. No excuse at all to get my walks in. So that's where I'm at right now. I freaking love this thing, and it's actually time to go work out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I appreciate you coming by, checking out this video too, and sharing in my excitement. Man, I can't wait to see how things go over the next few months as I get ready for that 5K. It's definitely exciting. And so thanks for stopping by. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my journey to become a fat guy no more, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. Bow, 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 bow.